Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Simply Colorful Fibercast. Today's date is May 15th, 2020. My name is Lynn Marquidon, and I'm your host, so welcome. Grab a project and let's see what we can accomplish together in 60 minutes or less. Today is the end of a long week. It's a good week. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I think it's time for us to unwind a little bit and do some string piecing. And I pulled out an oldie but goodie, one of these string piece quilts, and I even found some of the strings that I sewed together many years ago and made part of that quilt. If I remember correctly, it was going to be 2 twin size quilts that I ended up making into a king size quilt, or pretty close to a king. And Kelsey at Blueberry Lane Studios, she quilted it for me years ago, and I love it. So let's make some string pieces. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I just thought it would be fun to dive into the scraps. I have this bin. I have a whole second bin here. Yes, there are bins over there. I have bins everywhere. And I probably will knock things over. And I've been wanting to get to these bins. They've been under there for a few months now, but it's just been a busy time, which is all good. Hello, my stitchy home. Hi, Becca. Oh, good. I'm piecing a quilt block back tonight. Wonderful. Oh, speaking of which, I've learned how to embroider on my machine. So if you want me to give it a try, I'd be happy to make you a label. I know I was supposed to look for someone, and in the back of my mind, I thought I can do that. So I've plugged in my embroidery module in here, and I'd be happy to give it a try. No charge because I'm still learning. Okay. And I'm glad to see you're there. I'm going to put these aside. What I was thinking was, I was thinking of taking these 5" by 5" squares and starting to sew some strings across them. And then they might form the beginning of houses. And what I wanted to do was let the strings and the colors in here drive where we go. So this could be, this is giving ourselves permission just to play. It could be at the end of an hour we decide we have nothing. But I've been inspired by seeing what others have made. I know Joyce, who may or may not be out here, like this. This is still from that quilt. And I don't really want to play with those colors tonight, so I'm not going to be swayed into using that. I'm really feeling a modern bend more. I'm feeling like I want to do something more subtle, or all in the same values. Anyway, Joyce's quarantine quilt was inspiring. And all of you who do these just beautiful things, they inspire me. Deb, if you're out there, your quilt was beautiful. Linda, your quilt was beautiful, is beautiful. Becky, your quilt is beautiful. Sarah, your quilt is beautiful. Hi, Cherish. Hi, Carol. Hi, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Hi, Judy, AKA Mom. NASCAR starts this week. I'm psyched. I have to tell you, I'm in a good mood. Can you tell? I'm not all that tired. It's been a busy week, but it's been nice weather, and we have a couple of things to look forward to in the sporting arena. This COVID quarantine thing is getting old, but we're doing it. We're doing the right thing. We're staying close to home. Their NASCAR starts on Sunday at 3:30. And then we have the golf tournament, which I can't believe they're doing this. These are some very competitive men. 4 men are forming 2 teams. So we've got Peyton Manning, a former football quarterback, and Tiger Woods are on one team. And then we have Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady, who's my favorite. I'm voting for them all the time. And they're going to play for charity, and they're going to play golf against each other. So, and both for anyone on the planet who may not know, both Phil and Tiger are professional golfers, so they should be pretty good. And I think it takes a lot of guts for Tom and for Peyton to get out there playing a sport they don't know, but they're probably natural athletes, so that'll be fun. And then, of course, there's gardening outside. I'm going to do a lot of that this weekend. I'm going to try not to get sunburned. So tonight, all I want to do is play. Now look at that. That might be a square that Becky made at Missouri Star, because she made a whole quilt with these curves. So again, I don't want that. I want something subtle. Subtle. I don't know what I want. I want all the same color palette. Oh, here's some other scraps. Some black. Oh, you really can't see that. See, this is a good excuse. This gets you to iron too. It allows us to iron. The thing is, does anyone ever get tired of their own scraps? I feel like I've seen all these before. Oh, who's that? Is that Carol? Oh, Chris, hi. Hi, Christine. I love seeing your hummingbirds. Those are so fun. The birds are so pretty. And KB has been taking some amazing shots of her birds too. Aw, Sue. I know it's been so long since we've seen each other, since Wednesday. Sue Whitford, my sewing and my doll making friend up in New Hampshire. She and I see a lot of each other because we're doing 2 Zoom meetings on Wednesdays. And then tomorrow we also do another open sew. So what do we have? 3 Zoom meetings a week? Oh, I like this. This is speaking to me. It's red polka dots. Let's see how we're going to do this. I know I can't iron on this. Where's my ironing mat? Hang on, I'm getting my ironing mat. Where are you, ironing mat? Oh, la 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 la. Might be right under here. It's yellow and it's big. I should be able to find it. Well, let's not take any more time with that. Oh, and look at this. So this strip, wow, went into a quilt 31 years ago. I may have told you about this. I made, what did we do? It was a quilt for my mother, and it was, oh, I'm hitting the mouse. I hope I'm not doing anything silly. It was a quilt for my mother, and it was flying geese in a row, and then we had rows of this and the flying geese. And I must have sewn them all the same way. And so the whole quilt bent. It was curved. But I still have that. That might be fun to put in the center of each of these blocks. Very springy. It has a theme. It has pretty greens, blues, oranges. I think I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to get my cutting board again. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone out there. Oh, good. You don't have to. So Becca says, hi, KB. And Becca says, I will send you the wording and some fabric for you to play with. I can send you a photocopy of a couple of labels. Perfect for you to reference. I am excited that you are going to give it a try. Oh, I'm glad. And you don't have to send me fabric if you want me to use just, if you want to just guide me, but it's up to you. I'll use your fabric or whatever, but I have some if you want me to do that, but I'm thrilled. Are you still at home not working at Amazon, says Becca? Yes, I'm still at home. Here in the state of Massachusetts, the governor still has a stay-at-home order. He is going to come out next Monday, May 15th, May 18th, and will unveil an opening, how to open the state plan. But several of our mayors here, including the mayor of Boston, has said we're not opening yet. It's still, we've had a lot of cases, and I think the trend is that they're going down. The hospitalizations are going down. I don't pay too much attention to the exact numbers anymore. That was getting to be a little much. But yes, I'm still home. I've taken a leave of absence. It's just, I've decided it's a bit too dangerous for me. So we'll see how long that goes. There's another house that I just found. It's funny. I like it, but I'm not in the mood to do this really bright stuff right now. And who is saying hi here? Jean, just like at the retreat, she says, yep, all those years ago, right? And the problem is some of these are the same scraps, but I can renew it. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to use a little piece of this, and I'm going to let that guide what other colors I'm going to use, I think. Oh, maybe I could do like a log cabin or, let's see. Aw, so both Jean and Chris are out there. Oh, make sure I turn on live chat to see all the comments. Are you telling me or other people? Oh, Carol Bell says not only is there NASCAR, but Ryan Newman's back behind the wheel as well. That's right. That's amazing. Ryan Newman had a tremendous crash at the Daytona 500 back in February. And sorry, I dropped some fabric. And really was taken away in the ambulance, and he was hurt badly, although they didn't tell too much about how he was hurt. But he's going to be back. That will be wonderful. Ooh, the iron's working well. Okay. Yay. What else is going on? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sue. So nice to know you're out there. Hi, Margaret, down in Australia, and Wendy and Allie. How fun. Oh, look at these little teeny tiny. Ooh, I think I'm going to want to do this. This is whites. Well, Hi, Deb, if you're out there. Okay. So we're just playing with the scraps. What else can we do? So let's say we start. Oh, I know. Each one's going to have to be. No, that's right. We'll do it in the middle, I guess. And give it a nice little press. Oh, look at this. You guys remember this? Oh, Linda, it was so good to see your jeans that you've lengthened. These were some batiks we made to lengthen some jeans. And I forget why we didn't use it. I ended up using some others. I think maybe it looked there was too much contrast. But I do like those colors. Okay. So I'm not moving very fast, and a scrappy quilt's supposed to be, I think, not supposed to think too much about it. I'm going to make this a 2-inch square. So it will finish at 1.5 in the center. The only downside of these scrappy quilts is they end up being very heavy. There's a lot of seams. There are a lot of seams. Oh, Jean, your quilts that you just posted are looking beautiful. You have been so busy. For anyone who might be interested, I think they're on Cider Mill Quilts on Facebook. Okay, so I have a 2-inch one. Hi, Carol. Carol says, hello, sorry I'm late. It's National Pizza Party Day and the pizza took longer than expected. Oh, pizza's awesome. Did you get it delivered? What did you do? Did you make it yourself? You have not missed much. We are just playing in the scraps. We have an old scrap quilt here behind us, and we're going to make 5-inch scrap blocks. Oh, and this is if I had a little glue stick nearby. Let's see. Hopefully, maybe. Nope. It's okay. We don't need it for this little one. Put it sort of in the middle. It's a scrap quilt after all. Now, I'm going to use some of this blue around it. Has anyone made a pineapple quilt? Those always look very fun. With that ruler. So, what is going on? I'm going to make this 3/4 of an inch. So, I have, oh, you can't even see this. I'm sorry. Jeez. So I literally have my center square, and then I'm going to put this all the way around it. Hello. And then, this is kind of neat, the pinks. Oh, that's kind of pretty. We need 4 of those. This is an old fabric. Gee. So we're going to do that in the middle, then that, then that. Oh, I'm also going to do these 3/4 of an inch. So I guess what I'm doing is dark, light, dark, light. And maybe the center doesn't always have to be this flower. Carol, one thing you may have missed is this center piece of fabric I used in a quilt for my mother 31 years ago. Isn't that crazy? 2, 3. When Linda was telling me about her online games that I'm very interested in, Mahjong, I've never played that, but I've seen that, a tile type game. I want to learn how to do that. And she does that. They can all play it online, and then they can have Zoom on so they can talk to each other while they're playing Mahjong on another device. That's really cool. And then there's Rummy Cube, which might be fun. Okay. So all I'm doing here, I have my quilting foot in, my 97D. I'll go to quilting. I'm going to go down to 1.8 inches. 1.8 stitches. And I have a tan thread. Oh, so since we have Jean on, and lots of creative minds here, we have a challenge. I'm going to throw the challenge out to everyone. If you had a niece, we're looking for ideas for a wedding gift for a niece from her aunt the day of the wedding. What kind of things could an aunt give to her niece the day of a wedding to let her know, while the bride is getting ready or when the bride wakes up in the morning, I think is the point here, or at some point throughout the day, so that amongst all of the hubbub and the craziness that's going to happen, the niece knows that the aunt is there and can remember back, oh, my aunt is thinking about me and here's what she did on my wedding day. Any ideas? For example, if there was, I don't know, jewelry in the family, is that something that an aunt would do? Hey, who's out there? Hi, Pamela. Oh, I am using what am I using for the foundation? Pamela asks. I'm using that newsprint that we used to have in elementary school that you write on. You can use telephone book covers. You can use anything. I've even used printer paper, and that works fine. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Joni. She says, it's been so long since I've seen you live. Gardening sounds like great fun, and looking at all the scrap fabrics. Really like the quilt on the wall. Thank you. I'm glad you're out there. Oh, here we go. Cherish says, give her something like a ring or something to attach to her bouquet. That's a great idea. I keep dropping my things. Ooh, Cherish. See, yes. I was wondering if there was any artwork or pictures that the bride made over the years, maybe with Eugene or at your house. Could you turn those into a little fob that would hang on the bouquet or into a piece of art? Or I was thinking Shrinky Dink. Remember Shrinky Dink? Where you draw something on a piece of plastic, then you put it in the oven, it goes. But what's really cool about that is you can draw a bigger image, and when you shrink it down, it looks very detailed. Like a poem, you could put on a little Shrinky Dink, so you could write it big. Roses are red, violets are blue. Something, something, I love you. Oh, Jean says that's genius, Cherish. There you go. That's the kind of thing. Another thought was a bottle of champagne, or even, but I bet she's already got this all ordered or taken care of. Is a surprise coffee and biscuits in the morning. I don't think it has to be big. My understanding is this bride was going to be married in a big, lavish ceremony on Cape Cod. And it's now, they've chosen to continue to get married, but they're going to do it with just their family possibly at the family home. I'm not sure. Just another example of how this coronavirus is changing our spring. My neighbor's son is graduating from Keefe Tech. Keefe Tech is a vocational school in the next town over in Framingham. and they received what would have been, looks like a funny Saturday Night Live skit, but it's for real, about driving through to pick up your diploma. And it literally tells you where to park, that there will be people possibly on the side of the road clapping, but don't get out and touch them. When you get out to get your diploma, there will be some hand sanitizer there. Get out of the car, use the hand sanitizer, go take your diploma. Don't shake anyone's hands. Get back in your car. Oops, I didn't put this on. Oh, it's still warm. Okay, so there's one. I'm liking that. It's really making the middle stick out. Now, once I decide sort of on how I'm going to do this, I could do a string piecing approach to this, couldn't I? Christine, is the cape beautiful? It must be beautiful. I love Shrinky Dink. See? Little but meaningful. I love Shrinky Dink too. Ooh, this is cool. This is going to be like a tiny quilt. Oh, Christine sent us a picture, I think. Oh my goodness. Happy Friday, she says. Oh, look at this. This is where Christine is right now. Oh, we should all take 30 seconds and just look at it. Wow. And I think there's another one here. Oh, this is earlier in the evening before the sunset. Oh, that is a flat, straight horizon. That's beautiful. Carol says my first answer would be a stiff drink, but another answer would be something in blue topaz, like a pin or necklace. Oh, for the something blue. Sure. That's pretty funny, Carol. Stiff drink. I love it. Oh, it feels good just to sew, just to let it flow. So I'm cutting off as much of the excess as possible so that the end quilt is not too, it's as light as we possibly can be with a scrappy quilt. There's that. Okay, now, what else have we got? Oh, that's kind of neat. I bet that's Deb. That looks like Deb's gray that she had in a scrap bag. I think that's what I want. So can you imagine if you were really concerned with finishing up using these scraps? I could sew for the rest of my life, and I don't think I would use up these scraps. I don't think. I might, though. Especially if this COVID quarantine continues. That'll help the cause. Okay. So where's this? This is so straight, I'm not even going to do a starter edge. Just going to do 3/4 of an inch. There. So in home improvement progress, who's doing home improvements around with this COVID thing? I keep hearing people are doing projects, and that is true here. Bob continued to sand the floors upstairs here. He rented one of those big sanders. I felt bad. The first sander he rented kept tripping the breaker, no matter what we did, changing, no matter what he did. I did nothing. And I sit in here and I do my sewing, and I feel so guilty because I hear that loud. But it's quite exciting that that's being done. And what else? Tomorrow it's an outside day. I did discover who brought those pansies to us. Our neighbor across the street. She brought just this beautiful pot of purple pansies. What was it? It's got to be 2 weeks ago. And put it on our front porch. And we have some sticks of a holly tree that Bob cut down years ago at my mother's house and carried on the boat home. And he found them in the garage, and they're so pretty. And they're not that thick, they're like that. And they're standing up against the house, and the pansies in front of them look so nice. One more, and then I think I'll do one more row. Linda, you would have even more if you kept the trimming from the quilts you do for us, and more variety too. That's a great idea. I like that. I do every once in a while, there will be a thin piece that instead of throwing it in there, I do put in here. But that's a great idea, and that would give me variety and new stuff. Thank you, Linda. Good idea. Oh, and Carol says, make a couple of Bonnie Hunter quilts and see how much you can use. I like that idea too. I do. That would be a good idea. And it would take a long time, Ooh, I'm liking this. Different. Who's out there? Ding! Is that Maureen Ding? Hunter Schmunter. Oh, Bonnie Hunter Schmunter. That's funny. I just got it. Linda, I wondered if the pattern that you were thinking of making was Hunter Star. And I must admit, so when I saw Linda earlier today, she was talking about a quilt that she was going to be making with batiks. And that another person in our guild, Nancy, had made a lot of. And I think and I was thinking on the way home, it might be Hunter Star. Yes, it is, says Linda. Cool. I know what you're making then. Keep us posted. Your quilts are beautiful. Okay. So that's something. Now we need something to make that gray pop. So something darker. I think. The green, is there a bluer green? There we go. Yeah. Gonna do that. Who's that? Okay. 1, 2. So I used up almost every last bit of elastic I had here for some masks that just went in the mail today. And I have a link to some other masks. I mean, some other elastic that I'm going to order. Because I've gotten into making these more refined masks that have the logo that is embroidered on them. Let me see if I have a picture. And they have the elastic here rather than the ties. I love the ties because, again, I like to pretend I'm a doctor. So when I untie the top and it falls down, I feel like a doctor. But some people, that's not as good. If you're serving other people or you're working, that looks a little frumpy because you got the ties all over. So we've come up with a second pattern that comes from Cricut. So go to Cricut.com. And who knew? Did you know that Joann Fabrics will let 5 people in here in Massachusetts for essential shopping? They will. You walk in and they'll give you a number. And then you have to go in. And now my mother's hearing this and she knows I went into Joann's. She's thinking, why did you do that? I needed green fabric. Okay, and I'll show you why. So one of the prototypes is just a mask like that. I think you can see it. It has a cursive D on it. And there I am modeling it. So the elastic, of course, goes behind the ears, and I've used every last bit. But again, Becky McDonald has given me a link to some elastic. So if anyone else out there has a good source of elastic for masks, let me know. Okay. So we're going to do some green. This is so therapeutic. I highly recommend this. Carol Bell is doing like a Bonnie Hunter quilt a week. So Carol, you may not want to do this. I am so enjoying sewing with you. And Sue and Carol Lewin. And Sue Norton we've been missing because she's been out in her beautiful garden, which is understandable. You know, let's see how the next few weeks go. Maybe we have a little hiatus in the summer because we really should be outside getting vitamin D. Says who? I don't know. But if you have allergies, that's a problem. And I understand that. So I know you've seen this kind of quilting hundreds of times. I know this isn't new. Do you believe we're in our 7th year? So what did we start doing this? 2014. And more of us were working full time at that point and traveling. I had more stories when I was traveling, didn't I? See? Thank you, Cherish. I feel better. How far is your studio from Augusta, Maine? Very far. Well, Augusta, Maine's kind of very far from everywhere, isn't it? Is that where your family is, Cherish? Your daughter and your grandchild? It's God's country up there. We are, yeah, it's God's country. So that'll help frame it. It's looking good, a little more subtle. Has anyone updated their iPhone lately or their iPad? Does sitting next to a window in the sunshine count? I love that. Yeah, I think so. It certainly helps with mood, I think. But I wonder if you actually need, does the glass stop any of the rays from actually going into your body? Oh, now we're getting precariously close to drinking disinfectant. So I think I should not say any more about that because I do not know. But Carol, that's funny. Can't hurt. Okay. Give it a good press. Okay. Ooh. You do realize these are ending up being 1/4 of an inch. Each of those little pieces. Let's do one more row around it. Kind of a big 1/4 of an inch. Okay. What other colors? And look at, we're off the center of this. That's okay. Nah, too yellow. Too yellow. Yellow. That's white. I like that. No, see how that's too yellowy green? I'm not into that right now. I wish I had. Look at that. Look at how bright that is. That was in my cousin Heidi's quilt 20 years ago. Ooh, brown. It's kind of interesting. I actually like that brown, but I think it's too big. Yeah, Really, I'm not sure what I want to do, but I think maybe that will be it. Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, gee. All right. Just think, 60 minutes, we get one little block. Ha! That's okay. That's kind of the beauty of string piecing, is there are no right or wrong answers. And if you look online, there are many books about string piecing. Speaking of Bonnie Hunter, she has a string piecing book, I think. But I encourage you to just play with it. That. Oh, Sue, how'd your puzzle come out? I didn't start ours. It's on the table. But what I did do is we started watching Billions, and that's good. I like it anyway. Bob sort of likes it, I'd say. I tried Schitt's Creek. It's not spelled the way it sounds. It's Schitts. And I've only tried it once. I need to give that another try. As you might imagine, I don't have a very good attention span. So things really have to catch me. But I'm so glad that you all are out there, that we can sew together, that we can just unwind on a Friday night. Aww. Oh, Sue says about the puzzle, she finished it tonight before tuning in. Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. Good job. I noticed Leah, who joins us from out in California, she's into puzzles, and she glues them together and hangs them up. which is always something. All right, so the question is, what size is this block going to be? I think I will need to get another block. Maybe I'll do one more on it and I'll make them 6-inch blocks. Do we have time? We have time for one more, right? Yeah, one more. Oh, look at, that's dull. Dull, dull, dull. Maybe now we need something in that orangey reddish. Or that gold. Oh, look at these. These are getting ready to be made into flowers. Wow. This is from Heidi's quilt. Look at all of these. They're circles. You probably can't see that, but they're, we'll have to use that. Ah, wow. That's fun. I want something. This is kind of different. And it picks up that mustardy. Ha! I'm going to do this one. So, you have to see what you're saying. Check with your local stores. Oh, I have to ask, are all Joann's and Hobby Lobby open? Not necessarily. My youngest son and my niece live up there. My oldest son and his family live in Maryland. Aw. I'm in Mass. I'm hoping they are. So the two, I'm familiar with two because I had to go find the right green fabric. Natick is open for essential, and it's shortened hours, like 11 to 2. It was very short Natick. But don't take my word, look it up. And the Joann's in Milford would let 5 people in. And there were only 2 of us in there. And they have some aisles cordoned off. So it really is, if you need needles, if you need mask making fabric and thread. I know what you mean about shopping online. It's not ideal, is it? For that sort of thing. But boy, if you need it, like Sue, I bet Sue got her black thread. If you need a certain thing. I was disappointed. The green that I needed, I did order online. And when it came, it was more of a Kelly green than a hunter or forest green. But we made it work. Okay. And now let's do I got this out at the Auburn fabric store, this fabric, not too long ago, and I made masks out of this. I like it. But I saw that they're not opening anytime soon. Which is good. I don't, by the way, just for the record, I don't advocate going to stores yet. Don't do it unless you have to. Why take the chance? have too much sewing to do. And I don't mean to be flip. I hope everyone is healthy and hasn't had the virus get too close yet. It veered off, so I had to sew that again. All right, let me just trim this up, and then we can call tonight a success. I certainly feel better. I hope that you are just taking time for yourself, always doing something, that not trying to make sure that every day you do something for yourself. I can trim that up at a later date. So there we go. Something string piece that's a little more subtle than what we have back there, a little more ordered. Prototypes take longer. It will be a breeze from now. Isn't that the truth? Linda, that's so true. I did. I made 36 more in the last couple of days. So thank you. Thank you for that encouragement. You're right. Okay. Oh, let me make sure I haven't missed anyone. Okay, so Sue, an update on the black thread. Sue says, unfortunately, she didn't get it. I did an online order with curb pickup at Joann's yesterday, called this morning and found that their online order processing was down. Uh-oh. Oh, there's more to this story. That's not good. They did take like 3 days to fill my order. Sent Karen this afternoon, and no black Guterman's black thread in stock. Really? Does it have to be Guterman? Here, I'm going to send you this. This is what I've got. It was a big cone. I'll send you this tomorrow. I think it's good. Anyway. Oh, it's raining out. Hopefully we won't have tornadoes. And I think that's it. Oh, Cherish, how much elastic do you need? I'm good for right now. When I may need 50 yards, I may need a lot. Do you have a good source? If you do, let me know. I will pay good money for it. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Thank you for sharing in this evening. Be safe. Enjoy your time. Do something you love every day. And I will see you right back here next Friday night at 8 p.m. Is that a deal? Good. Let me find my mouse.